You used to stop this world from spinning. Like Superman, you were the only one.
I started drawing in middle school after reading Chika Umino's manga. I fell in love with her work and felt inspired to learn to draw and create manga myself. At first, I was really drawn to the work of Suo, a Japanese artist known for their highly saturated colors, sharp lines, and dynamic compositions. This really shaped my early approach to color. Over time, I shifted to a lineless painting style and began to draw inspiration from a broader range of sources rather than specific works. Lately, I've been really into the manga by Kazumi Yamashita, and I've been studying illustrations by Yogisha. My formal education didn't have much impact on my drawing skills, as I learned most of it on my own. Learning on your own allows you to set your own pace and align your learning to your interests, which I think fosters a more proactive learning experience. But being at university provided a community of peers, which meant that I rarely felt isolated and could easily discuss or exchange feedback with them when I hit a roadblock. I was unsure about my career direction for a while, so I decided to see if I could make a living by drawing. That's when I started using social media. Over time, as my fan base and commissions grew, I transitioned into doing freelance work and participating in doujin activities. One important tip is to actively engage with your fans. It's also crucial to maintain a consistent posting schedule, as this will make it more likely that the platform will help increase your visibility. I'm particularly drawn to projects that are either something I've never done before or that allow my personal style to shine through. However, I also consider whether I'm in the right state of mind for the job and if I can meet the client's deadlines and requirements. I do try to keep a balance. Fan art can attract a lot of attention quickly, and I have a lot of fun drawing it, but at the same time, I'm aware that attention is thanks to the original works. It's often easier to gather fans and come up with compositions based on an existing work. On the other hand, gaining recognition for original work is demanding in terms of both creativity and skill to create something that can stand out. But in the long run, it helps build personal value as an artist. So I strive to incorporate both equally in my portfolio. Yes, sometimes I feel stuck and find it hard to draw, or I feel like I'm not improving as quickly as I'd hoped, which definitely brings on the pressure. When that happens, I like to take walks, go shopping, or just engage with the real world to take a break from the internet and my computer. I find that I quickly lose motivation if I don't introduce something new into my routine regularly. When I start to feel stuck, I stop drawing altogether and focus on other interests. Sometimes I take on a new challenge that's just for me, not for work, to entertain myself and switch things up. I start with a rough sketch, then move on to applying base colors and setting up the overall lighting. Then I might use the curves tool and gradients to fine-tune the overall color scheme. Once the color tones and characters' poses are roughly set, I refine the characters with a lineless coloring style. I usually start by looking at reference materials and taking inspiration from photos. I think about what I want to draw in the illustration and identify which elements will be the most attractive. For example, delicious looking food, complex interplays of light and shadow on a face, the character's pretty clothes, or other decorations. Then I build my composition around these elements. During the drawing process, I make it a point to periodically pause and step away for a bit. This helps me prevent aesthetic fatigue, which can make it hard to spot mistakes or inconsistencies after looking at the piece for too long. When I return, I check to see if the drawing is still in line with my original vision, or if it has veered off course, and make any necessary adjustments. When I was exploring different styles, I experimented with creating a glass-like texture. I enjoy rendering fine details and textures in small objects, so I found this style very fun to work with. It was also well received by others, which encouraged me to gradually adopt it as my own signature style. Sometimes I feel like I'm just drawing the same thing over and over, or not making any progress, and I've recently been feeling a bit stuck again. When this happens, I step outside of my comfort zone and try themes that are new to me. It might be challenging at first, and I may struggle with things I'm not good at, but those challenges help me identify what I need to improve. Then I might take specific courses or draw inspiration from other artists' work to find a way forward. When drawing characters, I often use a glass-like texture and like to incorporate highly saturated dark colors to bring a diverse color palette to my illustrations. I spend a lot of time on the character design and on detailing accessories. I also carefully delineate light and shadows, which gives my work an overall lavish and intricate look. I think it's important for my work to include elements that I personally like, as it helps keep me motivated over the long term.
You used to stop this world from spinning.